Welcome back to another EToH video. Previously, we went over every extreme tower, but today, I will be explaining every terrifying tower in EToH. Enjoy the video. As mentioned in the previous videos, the name at the top of the screen is the person who wrote the explanation. So this time, it's Mr. Swan who wrote Tower of Fractured Memories, which is a baseline terrifying made by Chloe Doozer, and I quote, "The dumbass that made the atrocity in Zone 5 and somehow got in the game. That person is Hexy. He's not a dumbass. He's a good creator. He made my favorite tower, Chickster. He made Chickster's favorite tower. So, yeah. It is located in Zone 7 and was added on August 20th, 2022. This tower is the third and last tower of a trilogy, with the first two being Tower of Inevitable Failure and Tower of Champions Road, which was before Tower of Fractured Memories, even though that doesn't make much sense. Alright, Mr. Swan cannot wait to stop talking about the tower progression, which is a typical, basic, original, ordinary, uninteresting, miserable, boring. Bro probably went to the dictionary to look at that. Ascending frame. The tower's length is less than 20 minutes, so hopefully loop filling won't be a problem. The sight readability of the tower is pretty hard. You probably should practice a lot before grinding it. The punishment of the tower is a bit interesting, and the final floor gives you 3 lives before the net disappears and you lose your run. But before then, you do get some button progress, which is nice. Also, the final stretch is pretty much a harder version of Tower of Inevitable Failure. The floor difficulties of the tower are consistent. Hardest floor is F10, and the easiest is floor 2. Recommended towers to do before include Tower of the Dripping Amalgam, Tower of Blast Power, and Tower of Externalizing Insanity. And after, go for a higher terrifying, so like Inevitable, I meant to say Impossible Movement, Complexity and Volatility, or Micromanagement. And yeah, that's a Tower of Fractured Memories. Tower of Impossible Movement is a bottom terrifying located in Ring 6, made by Fyodoric and Sielzolski. It was added on March 17th, 2019. It is the official sequel to Tower of True Skill. This tower is an ascending tower. You could consider it a wacky frame tower because of the extension on floor 6, but I think it's an ascending tower. In terms of sight readability, it is not sight readable. You would definitely need a practice run. Even like reading floor 1 and 2 can be a little challenging, so please practice the tower. And in terms of punishment, it is actually pretty punishing. There's barely any gameplay in the, well, there is gameplay, but not gameplay that you could like fall onto. So if you fall, you're going to go pretty far down, likely to floor 1. Large choke points include the wraparound on floor 7, and floor 7 itself is very difficult altogether, and the tower ranges from 8 to 20 minutes, depending on if you fall or not. The hardest floor is floor 7, and the easiest is floor 1. The floor difficulties are decent in consistency, as they do not vary too much, and the towers recommended to do before include Tower of the Dripping Amalgam, Tower of Hopeless Hell, Tower of Externalizing Insanity, and towers recommended to do after are Tower of Frightening Nightmares. You would probably do Frightening Nightmares before. It's easier. The JToH difficult, not JToH. The EToH difficulty system is a little scuffed, so TOFN is easier. Tower of Alien Radiance, Tower of Complexity and Volatility. But if your PC cannot handle that last one, then do Tower of Micromanagement. And yeah, that's Tower of Impossible Movement. Tower of Frightening Nightmares is a bottom low terrifying. I don't think it's a bottom low terrifying. It should honestly be like high extreme, made by TinTom495. It is located in Ring 5 and was added on February 23rd, 2019. Alright, Mr. Swan does not want to name the tower progression. The tower's length is less than 20 minutes, so you can beat this quickly, but you probably won't have too much fun with it. Yeah, apparently it's an unfun tower. The sight readability is quite simple, but you should practice because there are some hard jumps. The punishment in the tower is pretty high, as the tower is pretty empty and most fails will send you to floor 1, similarly to Tower of Impossible Movement. The floor difficulties are not consistent whatsoever. They range from high intense, wow, I have not played TOFN, I would not know, to peak extreme. Wait, but it's a terrifying, okay, yeah, this is why I'm saying, this tower should not be terrifying, it should be high extreme. Easiest floor is floor 1, and the hardest is floor 9. Towers to do before include Tower of Externalizing Insanity, Tower of Fractured Memories, don't do TOIM, do another extreme, and towers to do after include Tower of Complexity and Volatility, Tower of Micromanagement, and Tower of Alien Radiance. Mr. Swan wrote, do not enter Tower of Alien Radiance because it is so bad. It is not that bad. Mr. Swan's opinions are a little bit different. But yeah, that's Tower of Frightening Nightmares. Tower of Complexity and Volatility is a bottom-low terrifying tower located in Zone 10 and was made by me and Toss 1980, I'm Not Fireman 123, and confirmed Illuminatics. It was added on April 5th, 2025. This is an ascending tower with a large amount of custom and unique client objects. I wouldn't recommend sight reading this tower since it is very learny, and falling on floor 9 and 10 lead to instant death. This tower is short, being under 20 minutes in length. Floors 9 and 10 are the hardest and most punishing floors, while floor 1 is the easiest. Tower complexity and volatility is a good tower to do as a first terrifying if you are used to client object gameplay, but if you are not, you could do it after Tower of Fractured Memories or Tower of Impossible Movement. Some towers to do after include Tower of Alien Radiance or Tower of Micromanagement. And yeah, that's Tower complexity and volatility. Tower of Alien Radiance is a low terrifying located in Zone 5, made by Hexy and nerfed by Hexy, Jackified, and Letgabe 3. It was confirmed on July 4th, 2021, and released on September 19th, 2021. This is Mr. Swan's least favorite tower in the whole game for some reason. This tower was submitted for peak catastrophic, but was later nerfed because otherwise it would be too hard. It was for Zone 5. This is an ascending tower. In terms of sight readability, you would definitely need a practice run. Please don't sight read it. As someone who's beaten this tower, by the way, this is the only Terry I've beaten. Yeah, you need a practice run, for sure. In terms of punishment, it's not actually that punishing. The only punishing thing is the earlier floors, because most of the time you fall, you really can't save yourself if you go all the way down to floor 1, but there is some good button progress. Large choke points in the tower include floor 9 and floor 3, as they are pretty hard. Falling on floor 9 or floor 7 unsafe, which is a part of floor 7 that is over like floor 4 gameplay, those will send you down pretty far. The tower is 15 to 30 minutes, depending if you fail or not, and the hardest is floor 3. Floor 8 and floor 9 are also arguably the hardest floors, but I agree, floor 3. And the easiest floor is 100% floor 5. It is pretty much remorseless. The floor difficulties are pretty consistent. Towers recommended to do after this include, or no, not after this, before this include Tower of Impossible Movement, Tower of Frightened Nightmares, and Tower of Complexity and Volatility. If your PC cannot handle that last one, do Tower of Fractured Memories. And towers recommended to do after this are Tower of Micromanagement, Tower of Wildly Wacky Wonders, Tower of Uncanny Agony, or if you're like me, you can jump a whole difficulty to Tower of Empty, Meaningless Patterns. I'm not joking, that's actually what I did. It's literally on my channel, the TOEMP completion from EToH. I'm serious. If you want to do it, you can. It took me, how long did it take me? 1 month and 9 days from my EToH completion to TOEMP, but I don't think you should do that. Go for a higher Terry or a low Cata. TOEMP is actually like mid Cata range, so yeah. But yeah, that's Tower of Alien Radiance. Tower of Micromanagement is a low terrifying, the same exact difficulty as TOAR, located in Zone 5, made by iAlert and Kenny07. It was confirmed on February 21st, 2022, and released on May 13th of that same year. Fun fact! That is the same day Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, the Kendrick Lamar album, released. Let's go, Mustard! Anyways, this is an ascending tower where the floors are way smaller than the usual 100 by 100. In terms of sight readability, this tower is not sight readable, and I would heavily recommend a practice run. In terms of punishment, it is pretty punishing. Besides a net at floor 6, there is a large choke point at floor 8, with a large outside that is not netted at all, completely unnetted. You only have to do it once, as there is a button progress. The tower is 15 to 25 minutes, depending if you loop fail or not, and the hardest floor is floor 8, the easiest is floor 2. Floor difficulties are consistent. Towers recommended to do before this are TOCAV, TOFN, and TOIM. After, do Alien Radiance, Wildly Wacky Wonders, and Uncanny Agony. And yeah, that's a micro tower. Alright, and now, time for one of the worst towers in the game. Tower of Garbage End. I meant Journey's End. Tower of Journey's End is a mid-terrifying, located in Ring 9, made by Aeteronus, the namesake of the game. And yeah, you know who Aeteronus is, the owner. It was added on 26 February 2025. I don't know why it was added. It just should not have been in the game whatsoever. But yeah, it's an ascending tower. In terms of sight readability, you could mostly sight... I don't have much to say about this tower, to be honest. Don't do it. I'm gonna be real. Save this for last. If you do TOCP before this, please. Don't do this. But I'll actually give information now. In terms of punishment, floor 8 outside is a major threat and a large choke point, and the tower is less than 20 minutes in length. The hardest floor is floor 8, the easiest floor is floor 1. The floor difficulties are consistent. Towers that I recommend to do before this tower are Tower of Fractured Memories, Tower of Complexity and Volatility, and Tower of Alien Radiance. After, do Tower of Triple W, Tower of Uncanny Agony, or Tower of Generation Failure. This should probably just be one of your last towers in the game. I hope you're done with the game after you play this tower. you end on a very bad note. Actually, no. End on a catastrophic tower. Just do this towards the end. Don't do it. Don't do it before a cata. Please, please, please. I beg you. Do not do this before a cata. Do this after you've done your new hardest or whatever. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Tower of Nervous Sweating is a mid-high terrifying tower located in Ring 9 made by Salvariti. It was added on April 22nd, 2021. Apparently, you have to beat the tower. Yeah, you have to beat the tower. It is an ascending tower and has a lot of client objects, making it not too sight readable. In terms of punishment, only floor 10 serves as a major threat and is the largest choke point and hardest floor. The tower is longer than 30 minutes in length. The easiest floor is 1, the floor difficulties are consistent, and towers that I recommend to do after this, I don't know why I said that again. Towers that I recommend, I can't speak. To do before this are Tower of Alien Radiance, Micromanagement, and Journey's, nope, do not do Journey's End. Yeah, Alien Radiance and Micromanagement is good enough. After, do Tower of Uncanny Agony, Tower of Inception, or Tower Descent into Exile. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Tower of Nervous Sweating. Tower of Wildly Wacky Wonders is a mid-high terrifying tower located in Zone 9 and was made by Dojin Gamer. It was added on October 12th, 2024, and the portal room is inspired by the album How to See Through Walls by Windows 96. This is a mixed progression tower where almost any fall will send you back to floor 1 due to the large amount of insta-kills. It is recommended to not sight read this tower because of the immense punishment. By the way, this is the most punishing tower in the game. Every fail, not every, but 95% of fails will kill you and send you back to floor 1. The tower is shorter though, so I guess you could still sight read it, but just don't. Honestly, just practice it as much as you can. The tower is fairly short, as just said, being under 20 minutes in length. Floors 9 and 10 can be both considered the hardest floors due to their punishment and difficulty, while 1 is the easiest floor with the least punishment. I wouldn't recommend doing this as a first terrifying. Do towers like Tower of Complexity and Volatility or Tower of Alien Radiance before. After, you could do Tower of Uncanny Agony, or move on to a first kata, like Tower of Generation Failure, or Tower of Empty Meaningless Patterns. Sorry, I really like that tower. Anyways, yeah, that's Tower of Wildly Wacky Wonders. Tower of Uncanny Agony is a high terrifying made by Franchino 4. It is located in Zone 7 and was added on August 20th, 2022. This is Mr. Swan's last explanation. Give it up for Mr. Swan. I'm so happy this is my last essay. That's what he just said. He's tired of talking about the tower's progression. Yeah, like every other tower he talked about, it is an ascending tower, like every other tower. Tower's length is longer than 20 minutes, so keep in mind that you are 100% loop failing the tower, and you're not sight reading it either. Please go for a practice run. Right now. Actually, no, don't go right now. You're probably watching this video to decide what terrifying to do, so no. Don't go right now. If you want to do the tower, do practice it, though. The punishment of the tower is pretty good. You can't lose, well, pretty good in the way that you're not going to fall really easily. You can't lose your run at all because of every floor's button progress. All outsides can be skipped as well. The bad news is that it is the perfect tower to loop fail for hours on end. Do not worry about failing the final stretch. It is the easiest part of the tower. It's not even harder than mid-hard. Okay, Mr. Swan has made some pretty weird difficulty estimations in this guide series. That's pretty crazy. Mid-hard on a terrifying tower? Now that sounds pretty fake. The difficulties of the tower are pretty consistent though. Hardest floor is floor 7, and the easiest is floor 8. Might be a bad take. Okay. Recommended towers to do before include Tower of Alien Radiance. Mr. Swan thinks you should not, but you could. Tower of Journey, never mind. We're not talking about that tower ever again. Tower of Wildly Wacky Wonders, you can also do that before. After, go for a cata. Yeah, go for a catastrophic tower now. And yeah, that is Tower of Uncanny Agony. Mr. Loopfill Tower. Alright, and now for the last terrifying tower. Tower of Inception is a high peak terrifying tower located in Ring 4, made by itnear. It was added on January 6th, 2019. It was the hardest tower in the game before TOER was added. This tower is an ascending tower in the first half and descending in the second half, similarly to Tower of Killjoys. In terms of sight readability, it's hard due to the crazy amount of traps, and in terms of punishment, it is very punishing due to 8 floors having insta-kills. Large choke points in the tower include floor 9 and even the last part, like floor 10. Yeah, that's what I mean by last part. The tower is 30 minutes in length. The hardest floor is floor 9 and the easiest is floor 2. The floor difficulties are not consistent at all. Towers that I recommend to do before this tower are Tower of Confusion. Yeah, you probably want to do this tower. They're both pretty similar and both pretty garbage. And Tower of Nervous Sweating and Tower of Wildly Wacky Wonders. After this, do Tower of Augmented Misery, yeah, you get the point. Do a Catastrophic Tower. You literally just beat the hardest terrifying in the game. So yeah, you're ready for Catastrophic. Go. Do a Catastrophic. Now! Anyways, yeah, that's terrifying. Alright, this was the third video out of 4 videos in the series. Yep. And, yeah. Bye. See you in the Cata video. Alright, yeah. Peace.